να σας καλησπερίσω. Είμαι ο Φώτορας Σοφίδης, είμαι ο εκδότης διευθυντής του περιοδικού Ptisi και των ιστοτόπων Ptisi Διάστημα, Naval Defense, Military History και έχουμε και άλλα σχέδια στο μέλλον. Αυτό θα πούμε κάποια άλλη φορά. Να σας ευχαριστήσουμε που ήρθατε, να ευχαριστήσουμε όσους μας παρακολουθούν live αυτή τη στιγμή. Να θυμίσω ότι το σεμινάριο το οποίο κάνουμε σήμερα με την βοήθεια της MBDA είναι Israeli Systems, είναι μια προσπάθεια να βάλουμε κάποια πράγματα σε μια πραγματική βάση. Όλοι μας ξέρουμε για την μοναδική συνεργασία. Σήμερα, ίσως αρκετοί θα θυμηθείτε στα ιστορικά σας χρόνια, ελπίζω να προσθέσω και κάποια άλλα πράγματα. Αυτό που θα κάνουμε στη συνέχεια είναι, αφού σας παρουσιάσω το πρώτο από τους καλεσμένους μας, το πρώτο κομμάτι, δυστυχώς, για όσους έμειναν τα ελληνικά, θα είναι λίγο βαρετό, αλλά γιατί θα είναι στα ελληνικά, αλλά το δεύτερο κομμάτι θα είναι σίγουρα ενδιαφέρον για όλους. Good afternoon. I would like to thank you for your presence here on our seminar today. I'm Fedon Karayosifidis, the publisher, editor of Ptisi magazine, the websites Ptisi Diastema, Naval Defense, Military History. What we are going to do today is a seminar in two parts. The first part, after I will introduce very shortly our distinguished guests, would be mostly in Greek, so people that they don't speak Greek, it's going to be boring, but we'll have some pictures to break the boredom. Otherwise, the second part will be in English, and we'll hear some very interesting things, and some of our guests already promised that there are going to be some real surprises. So, without any delay, I would like to welcome to the podium Colonel Olivier Maillot. He's the military attaché of the French Embassy. He's going to make a brief introduction, and I will take over again. Colonel, thank you.
Yes, sir. This is all for my Greek. If you don't mind, I will continue in French so that everybody perfectly understand. No English? Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity to present a part of a general view of the Franco-Greek bilateral relationship. As you may know, this relationship has fastly developed over the past 3 years. And be sure that on a daily basis, Greece is perfectly well known in all cabinets and offices in Paris since, let's say, since this new step in our bilateral relationship. You all know that we have a lot of tourists, French tourists, visiting Greece each year. And I think that Greece has kind of a fascination, well, French people have kind of a fascination for Greece. And this is not for free. What I mean is that this fascination is in two ways. You have this what you call the Simachia. Simachia is not just a word. For us, just to give you the context, for us, Greece is the country that has inspired us over centuries. And what is done today is just the continuation of what has started centuries ago. I will not go back to Navarino battle, to the expeditionary corps in Moray, or to the building of the Hellenic armed forces in the 19th and 20th century with the help of the French armed forces. What is important today is that our bilateral relationship has a strong basis thanks to a very high quality, high level relationship. I mean, the political relationship that we have now with the Hellenic government and Prime Minister Mitsotakis is something that we cherish a lot. And it is quite simple. It's quite simple not only to work, but also to work on a daily basis, but also to share our view, because we have now common views and common values. Not only common values, but common views in all the aspects of our bilateral relationship. Not only the defense relationship, but on many aspects of this relationship, we have very often common views, and that's very important for us, and that's what makes our job easier as a diplomat or as a military diplomat. Our job is very easy in Greece. This, as I told you a couple of minutes ago, this relationship has fastly developed over the past 2-3 years. This defense relationship is an old relationship. Our defense companies representative will present you what they have done over the past few years, but for decades there has been a strong industrial relationship between Greece and France. But there was this there was a division of buyer and producer. You see what I mean? Client and companies. And that is something that has changed like 3 or 4 years ago, because President Macron and Madame Parly, and then the French Minister of Defense, Sébastien Lecornu, have considered that this time is over, and now we must enter a new step in our bilateral relationship, a step where we will more cooperate than between defense companies, Greek and French. And we will more cooperate because, as I told you, we share common interests, common ambitions, and common views. So that is really what is new in our defense relationship, is that it's no more just an industrial cooperation or industrial relationship. It is something that goes beyond. And that explains why the French government and the Hellenic government signed this strategic partnership in September 2021. And this strategic partnership was translated by the military leadership, the French and the Greek military leadership, in January 2022. It was translated in strategic guidelines. This is something absolutely new. That is something, as you know, this strategic partnership has a clause of mutual assistance. That is something that we do not do with everybody. But it shows the depth of the relationship between Greece and France when it comes to defense. It is something absolutely not usual. This partnership has been, as I told you, was translated into strategic guidelines, and my job over the past two years is now to implement these guidelines and to translate them into plans of cooperation, very ambitious plans of cooperation. We had this first step of, I would say, discovery, knowledge, better knowing each other. And we have a lot of high-level visits, not only ministers, but also chief of staffs, CHOT, visiting Greece, and the Greek military leadership visiting France. And so we now know each other much better than what was the case 3 years ago. Our plans of cooperation tackles many different domains, not only Air Force, Navy, Army, but also special ops, cyber, intel, space, healthcare. You cannot imagine every day we have new ideas of cooperation. So the spectrum of cooperation is vast, and I think that it's the first time in our recent history that we have this quality of cooperation, and I think that we both, the Greeks and the French, can be very proud of that. I will just say a few words about some examples. We now have regular exercises. We had in Yokos very recently. We had the participation of the Hellenic Air Force in Volta in France, in Orion very recently in France. We had the participation of the Hellenic Navy in the French Charles de Gaulle carrier strike group campaign this year and last year. So these are very major steps in the deepening of our bilateral relationship. And well, I will not be too long, but be sure that it's something that you. Thank you. Be sure that's something that we cherish a lot. For Greece, obviously, what is important also is that French armed forces help them to operate the equipment that the Hellenic authorities bought, the 3 MBDA, the Rafale, different equipments. And now part of our job is to help the Hellenic armed forces to get familiar with this equipment. So I will stop my comments here. Thank you very much once again, and give you the floor. Thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you again, Colonel Valio, military attaché of France in Greece. I'm going to continue in Greek, as I told you. Bear with me, there are some nice pictures, but I promise more interesting information in English later on. Θα συνεχίσω στα ελληνικά. Είπε κάτι πολύ σημαντικό ο συνταγματάρχης, ότι πρέπει να πάμε πίσω στην αυναχία του Ναβαρίνου. Εγώ θα ξεκινήσω περίπου 2 χρόνια αργότερα. Αλλά πρέπει να πάμε κυριολεκτικά στην αρχή του ελληνικού κράτους για να δούμε πώς εξελίσσεται η συνεργασία, η επαφή με το οργανικό κράτος, με την ελληνική δημοκρατία και κυρίως πώς εξελίσσεται στον αμυντικό τομέα, ο οποίος είναι τόσο στο πεδίο, όσο και στην επιμηχανία, όσο και στις τακτικές, όσο και στην εκπαίδευση της ηγεσίας του στρατεύματος σε πολλές φάσεις. Θα πρέπει να πάμε πίσω στο 1825, όταν ο Μεγάλος Συνταγματάρχης Τσάρλς φαβιέρωσε τους περισσότερους, και σας λέω ότι θα θυμηθείτε κάποια πράγματα από την ιστορία των σχολικών σας χρόνων, όταν ανέλαβε να φτιάξει τακτικό στρατό στην Ελλάδα. Και αυτό είναι το σημαντικό θεμέλιο πάνω στο οποίο χτίστηκαν πολλά πράγματα αργότερα. Τόσο στο υλικό το οποίο χρησιμοποιήθηκε, γιατί αν γυρίσει σήμερα κανείς αυτή τη φιλόξενη έκθεση, θα δει πολλά γαλλικά προϊόντα τα οποία θα αναγνωρίσει είτε live είτε σε φωτογραφίες. Στην πραγματικότητα, οι βάσεις αυτές χτίστηκαν περίπου 200 χρόνια πίσω. Μετά το τακτικό στρατό, και μάλλον σαν μέρος αυτής της προσπάθειας να χτιστεί τακτικό στρατό στην Ελλάδα, έχουμε έναν άλλον σημαντικό Γάλλο, ο οποίος έρχεται, είναι ο Γάλλος επίρραχος Ρενιό, ο οποίος αναλαμβάνει να φτιάξει ηθικό. Αργότερα, αρκετά χρόνια αργότερα, η Ελλάδα θα παραλάβει για πρώτη φορά γαλλικά αρματαμάχες, αλλά το ηθικό ξεκίνησε εκείνη την περίοδο που η εκπαίδευση γίνεται κατά τα γαλλικά πρότυπα, με την καθοδήγηση του Λοχαγού Μαγαίου, και έχουμε την ίδρυση του ελληνικού τακτικού στρατού, του ελληνικού ηθικού, το οποίο έχει γαλλική φιλοσοφία και δομή. Και αυτό το πράγμα συνεχίζεται για πολλά χρόνια στη συνέχεια με κάποιες διακοπές. έχουμε το επόμενο ορόσημο, είναι το 1728. Όταν έχουμε τον κυβερνήτη Ιωάννη Καποδίστρια, ο οποίος για αυτόν τον τακτικό στρατό, ο οποίος μέχρι τότε, για όσους διαβάζουν την ιστορία, θα θυμούνται τις λέξεις ότι γύριζε ρακέντητος, αγοράζει γαλλικές στολές, αγοράζει γαλλικό εξοπλισμό και για πρώτη φορά έχουμε τα τακτικά τμήματα του γαλλικού στρατού, τα οποία δίνουν πραγματικά επαγγελματίες, στρατιώτες. Και το σημαντικό είναι το εξής, ότι αυτές οι στολές ράβονται στο ναύπλιο, όπου ήδη λειτουργούσε αυτό που ονομαζόταν προστάσιο για την κατασκευή των πυρομαχικών, αλλά είχε και παράδειγμα που λαμβάνονταν οι στολές, επιδιορθωνόντουσαν και κάποια στιγμή άρχισαν να εξελιμίζονται σε κάποιο βαθμό. Εάν ήθελε κάποιος να πάει στην ελληνική αμυντική βιομηχανία, ίσως θα μπορούσε να κάνει αυτή τη σύνθεση, αλλά θα δούμε και πολλά πράγματα στη συνέχεια. Ένα άλλο ορόσημο, πραγματικά, και χθες γνωρίσαμε πάρα πολλούς νεαρούς αξιωματικούς, είναι η σχολή Ευελπίδων. Πολλοί μάλλον θυμούνται τη σχολή Ευελπίδων, δεν θυμάμαι όταν περνάνε έξω από τα άψυχα κτίρια ή από την πρώτη σχολή Ευελπίδων που σήμερα έχει λειτουργήσει άλλη διάθεση υπηρεσίας, αλλά οι περισσότεροι δεν θυμούνται ότι η σχολή Ευελπίδων όχι μόνο ιδρύθηκε, συνέχισε πάνω τα γαλλικά πρότυπα, με γαλλικές στολές, με γαλλικό εξοπλισμό, και το πιο σπουδαίο από όλα ήταν ότι συγκροτήθηκε από τον Υπουργό Πυροβολικού ΟΣΓΕ εκείνη την εποχή για πρώτη φορά ως κεντρικό πολεμικό σχολείο. Ήταν στα πρότυπα της εποχής και για τις γαλλικές ενόπλες δυνάμεις, οι οποίες μεταξελίχθηκαν, οι παραγωγικές σχολές, με τον ίδιο τρόπο που μεταξελίχθηκαν και στην Ελλάδα. Άρα έχουμε τη σύνδεση από την οποία δεν βγήκαν μόνο οι γείτονες εκείνη την εποχή, αλλά αργότερα, όπως θα δούμε, βγήκαν και στρατιωτικοί ηγέτες οι οποίοι μεταπήδησαν στην πολιτική, μεταπήδησαν σε άλλους τομείς του δημόσιου ελληνικού βίου. Η σχολή Ευελπίδων ήταν ένα φυτόριο για ανώτατες σπουδές εκείνη την εποχή σε ένα ελληνικό κράτος, όπου δεν υπήρχε τίποτε άλλο. Και λειτουργούσε κυριολεκτικά σε αυτό που έλεγε ο τίτλος, δηλαδή στρατιωτικό πολυτεχνείο. Όλες οι τέχνες του πολέμου διδασκόντουσαν εκεί πέρα. Εκπαιδεύουν σπουδαστές όχι μόνο για την πολεμική τέχνη, αλλά για να αναλάβουν τεχνικά έργα, να προωθήσουν έργα ανασυγκρότησης ή μάλλον συγκρότησης εκείνη την εποχή του ελληνικού κράτους, και χρόνια αργότερα από εκείνη την περίοδο η σχολή εκπαίδευσης θα γίνει πλέον, θα περιοριστεί στα στρατιωτικά της καθήκοντα, αλλά ένα μεγάλο μέρος των Ελλήνων οι οποίοι άφησαν εκείνο το φυτόριο θα χτίσει το ελληνικό κράτος για τουλάχιστον 3 και 4 δεκαετίες στη συνέχεια. Η γαλλική σχολή, το Σένσιερ, ήταν το πρότυπο, εξελενίστηκε σε μεγάλο βαθμό στη συνέχεια, αλλά οι καταβολές έμειναν μέχρι και τα τέλη εκείνου του αιώνα. Γυρίζοντας λίγο πίσω, το 1829, ο τακτικός στρατός, ο οποίος ήδη είχε δημιουργηθεί, μπαίνει υπό τη διοίκηση του συνταγματάρχη Πρεζέλ. Είναι ένας άνθρωπος ο οποίος ανέλαβε τη διοίκηση ενός σώματος, το οποίο είχε προετοιμαστεί βέβαια με τα γαλλικά πρότυπα, αλλά βρισκόμαστε στην Ελλάδα, σε μια περίοδο η οποία ήταν πρακτικά χώρος ανυπαρξίας για πάρα πολλές δομές, αυτό που θα ονομάζαμε όχι σύγχρονο κράτος, αλλά και κράτος. Και για τον τακτικό στρατό εφαρμόζει πλέον εν ώψη πολεμικής ετοιμότητας, εφαρμόζει τον γαλλικό κανονισμό εκστρατείας. Και αυτό επίσης είναι κάτι το οποίο έγινε για πολλά χρόνια στη συνέχεια και γενιές ολόκληρες αξιωματικών μέχρι και όχι μόνο στον 19ο αιώνα, αλλά και στις αρχές του 20ου, γίνανε εκείνες τις προδιαγραφές. Ένα άλλο σημείο, βέβαια, όλη αυτή η περίοδο είναι την περίοδο του Καποδίστρια. Παπαδίστριας δολοφονείται και αμέσως μετά αρχηγός του επιτελείου αναλαμβάνει ένας άλλος Γάλλος, ο συνταγματάρχης Τρελιά, ο οποίος αργότερα θα γίνει και ο πρώτος αρχηγός της ελληνικής αστυνομίας, προφυλακής πρακτικά, η οποία ουσιαστικά ανέλαβε να βάλει σε τάξη την Ελλάδα, η οποία λιμένεται από τους ληστές και από τους ανθρώπους οι οποίοι προφανώς δημιουργούσαν τεράστια προβλήματα στο νεαρό ελληνικό κράτος. Ο στρατός Ξηράς κάπου εδώ πέρα είχε φτάσει σε μια περίοδο άνδρωσης και είχε σειρά του ναυτικού. Η γαλλική εμπλοκή στο ναυτικό είναι σημαντική και θα τη δούμε στη συνέχεια σε αρκετές φάσεις. Το 1885, με πρόσκληση της ελληνικής κυβέρνησης, φτάνει στην Ελλάδα, μιλάμε για την κυβέρνηση Τρικούπη εκείνη την εποχή, φτάνει στην Ελλάδα η γαλλική αποστολή με επικεφαλής τον ναύπαγο. Λορέαν Λεζέμ, ο οποίος ανέλαβε να χτίσει το ναυτικό. Μέχρι τότε το ναυτικό εξακολουθούσε σε μεγάλο βαθμό οι άνθρωποι οι οποίοι διεξήγαγαν τον αγώνα της Επανάστασης στη θάλασσα. Το τακτικό ναυτικό, αν μπορούσε να το ονομάσει κανένας, ξεκίνησε επί της βάσης του τότε. Και η αποστολή αυτή, η γαλλική, παρέμεινε μέχρι περίπου 5 χρόνια στη συνέχεια, μέχρι το 1890. Ο ναύπαγος Γάλλος ναύπαγος ονομάστηκε και θεωρητής ναυτικού και ο αρχιναυτικός του ΠΟΝ είναι αυτός που σχεδίασε τα 3 πλοία τα οποία έκαναν το ελληνικό ναυτικό πραγματικότητα. Ήταν 3 βορεικτά, ελαφρά βορεικτά εκείνη την περίοδο. Ήταν η Ύδρα, οι Σπέτσες και τα Ψαρά, το πίσπατος 4.900 τόνων. Θα μπορούσε να τις πει κανένας και προδρόμους των πλοίων που θα ακολουθούσαν, και σήμερα έχουμε τις φρεγάτες της MBDA, οι οποίες ακολουθούν αυτή την πορεία. Είναι η εμπλοκή της Γαλλίας στο ελληνικό ναυτικό, η οποία έχει αρκετές φάσεις στη συνέχεια πρωτοπόρες. Για το ελληνικό ναυτικό, η αναπήγηση αυτών των 3 κορυκτών στα ναυπηγεία του Σεν-Ναζέρα ήταν το σημείο γέννησης του σύγχρονου ελληνικού πολεμικού ναυτικού. Ο ίδιος άνθρωπος έγραψε τον κανονισμό του ναυτικού, εισηγήθηκε πάρα πολλές νομοθετικές ρυθμίσεις και βέβαια και αυτός έβαλε το λιθαράκι αντιγράφοντας στολές και εξοπλισμό για τους Έλληνες ναύτες και αξιωματικούς, αλλά σύντομα αυτές οι στολές εξελινίστηκαν πολύ πιο σύντομα από ό,τι το στρατό Ξηράς. Ο στρατός Ξηράς για πολλά χρόνια ακολούθησε τα γαλλικά πρότυπα. Και για όσους δεν το ξέρουν, εγώ τότε ήξερα ότι διευθύνησε ένας συνάδελφος που με βοήθησε να γράψω αυτό το πράγμα. Εγώ στο στρατό Ξηράς υπηρέτησα και δεν έχω σχέση με ναυτικό, αλλά η ολόκληρη η θερινή στολή ήταν δημιούργημα εκείνης της εποχής και τα πληρώματα στα λαζανέικα και την ετοιμασία του από εκείνες αναφερόταν ακριβώς αυτή την περίοδο. Πολύ σημαντικό που έχει σχέση με όλη την σχέση που υπάρχει ανάμεσα στη Γαλλία και στην Ελλάδα όλα αυτά τα χρόνια είναι ότι Έλληνες αξιωματικοί πλέον αρχίζουν και στέλνονται στις γαλλικές σχολές. Η παράδοση η οποία ξεκίνησε με τους Γάλλους οι οποίοι ερχόντουσαν εδώ και δημιουργούσαν, συνεχίστηκε, παντρώθηκε με την αποστολή Ελλήνων στις γαλλικές σχολές και η εκπαίδευση εκείνη, το να επιλεγείς, θα έλεγα στα μετέπειτα χρόνια, το να πηγαίνει στην Αμερική, να πηγαίνει σε άλλα σχολεία, ήταν σημαντικό. Εκείνη την εποχή οι αξιωματικοί οι οποίοι επιλεγόντουσαν για να πάνε σε γαλλικά σχολεία ήταν οι επίλεκτοι. Και η καριέρα τους ήταν εξασφαλισμένη. Και αυτό ίσχυε για όλα τα σώματα, για όλους τους κλάδους, αλλά ίσχυε ιδιαίτερα για ορισμένα σώματα που θα δούμε στη συνέχεια. Και βέβαια, λίγο μετά, στις αρχές του 20ου αιώνα, έχουμε τη γέννηση του τρίτου κλάδου, της αεροπορίας, όπου επίσης η γαλλική συμβολή ήταν εξαιρετικά σημαντική. Στον 20ο αιώνα στην αρχή έχουμε μεγάλες πολεμικές περιπέτειες στην Ελλάδα. Να θυμίσω τους Βαλκανικούς, στον πρώτο παγκόσμιο πόλεμο, δυστυχώς στην Μικρασιατική εκστρατεία. Εκεί έχουμε τον επανεξοπλισμό του γαλλικού στρατού, του ελληνικού στρατού με γαλλικά όπλα. Και έχουμε πλέον το να χτίζεται σημαντικά. Αυτό ήταν αναφορά προφανώς έκανα το slide, αλλά είναι οι άνθρωποι που γεννήθηκαν μέσα από τις στρατιωτικές σχολές στις παραγωγικές εκείνες της εποχής. Η αεροπορία είναι ο επόμενος κλάδος. Και στην αεροπορία, εδώ στην Ελλάδα υπάρχει αυτό που λέμε ότι οι Έλληνες πέταξαν πρώτοι, έκαναν την πρώτη πολεμική αποστολή. Δεν θα πούμε σε αυτή τη συζήτηση. Ήμασταν ανάμεσα στους πρώτους. Ήμασταν ανάμεσα στους πρώτους γιατί διδαχθήκαμε από τους καλύτερους, αλλά κατορθώσαμε και γίναμε σε πάρα πολλά πράγματα καλύτεροι από τους δασκάλους μας. Η εμφάνιση των πρώτων ελληνικών αεροσκαφών για πολεμική χρήση, γιατί έχουμε προηγουμένως αρκετούς Έλληνες αξιωματικούς του στρατού της Σειράς, οι οποίοι πήγαν και υγιείς δαπάνης εκπαιδεύτηκαν στη Γαλλία. Αυτή δεν ήταν η εμφάνιση δεν ήταν η γέννηση της αεροπορίας, ήταν ένα σκαλοπάτι που ξεκίνησε με αυτόν τον τρόπο που σας προανέφερα. Αλλά η αεροπλάνο για πρώτη φορά για πολεμική χρήση υλικό είναι η ιστορική πρώτη πτήση με ένα Newport IVG, είναι το 4G, το οποίο με πιλότο τον Εμμανουήλ Αργυρόπουλο πραγματοποίησε πτήση τον Φεβρουάριο του 1912 και αργότερα είχε έναν τολμηρό πρώτο επιβάτη. Είχε τον Πρωθυπουργό Ελευθέρω Βενιζέλο, ο οποίος πήγε και έκανε την πρώτη πτήση και ουσιαστικά έδωσε το χρήσμα στο νέο μέσο. Το αεροπορικό όπλο κινήθηκε αρκετά γρήγορα στη συνέχεια. Έχουμε τη σχολή, αρκετούς πιλότους που πηγαίνουν στη σχολή στη Γαλλία και στη σχολή των αδελφών Φαρμάνη που εκπαιδεύονται. Καπέρος, Πτούσης, Αδαμίδης, Παπαλουκάς, Δράκος. Νοταράς είναι άνθρωποι οι οποίοι αυτή τη στιγμή τους θυμόμαστε σαν ιστορία, αλλά ήταν πρωτοπόροι στο κομμάτι αυτό της γέννησης της ελληνικής αεροπορίας. Έχουμε τους Βαλκανικούς πολέμους, όπου η Ελλάδα χρησιμοποιεί γαλλικά αερίου Αρμάνι σε 4 διαφορετικούς τύπους, ενώ ως γνωστόν ο Μιχαήλ Πτήσης κάνει την πρώτη αποστολή στον κόσμο ναυτικής συνεργασίας προσβολής και έχουμε την πτήση του στα Δανδανία του 2013. Το 1913. Το 2013 έχουμε άλλα μυθικά. Η πρώτη πτήση μετά τον Πρώτο Παγκόσμιο Πόλεμο έχουμε τη συγκρότηση της αεροπορικής υπηρεσίας στρατού, που ήταν το πρόγραμμα για τη δεκαετία του 30, εξοπλίστηκε με γαλλικά αεροπλάνα και ξεκίνησε σαν όπλο αναγνώρισης και συνεργασία με το πυροβολικό. Μετά ξεχώρισε και έχουμε την πολιτική αεροπορία και έχουμε και την αεροπορία η οποία πολλά χρόνια αργότερα θα γινόταν αεροπορία στρατού. Ένας άλλος πολύ κρίσιμος τομέας συνεργασίας με τη Γαλλία είναι στην κρίσιμη περίοδο 1912-1922 στις πολεμικές επιχειρήσεις, όπου κάνουμε χρήση γαλλικού εξοπλισμού. Όλοι έχουμε ακούσει για τους γκράδες. Τα τυφέκια γκράς, και μάλιστα γκράς μοντέλ 1874, ήταν τα όπλα τα οποία χάρισαν τη νίκη σε πάρα πολλές πολεμικές προσπάθειες του ελληνικού στρατού. Και βέβαια, έχουμε τον πυροβολικό, ο εξοπλισμός του του ελληνικού πυροβολικού με γαλλικά όπλα ήταν εκείνη την εποχή καθολικός. Δηλαδή δεν υπήρχε άλλος εξοπλισμός. Ένας άλλος μεγάλος σταθμός στην ιστορία του ναυτικού, αφού έχουμε την περίοδο της ανασυγκρότησης των μονάδων επικοινωνίας, έχουμε και την είσοδο των πρώτων υποπληθύνων. Το 1912-1913 έχουμε το Δελφούν και το Ψηφίας, και για όσους θυμούνται από την ιστορία, αυτά τα υποπλήθεια των 460 τόνων με δυνατότητα κατάτασης περίπου σε 36 μέτρα, ήταν μια μοναδική επιτυχία στο λιμάνι της Θεσσαλονίκης, όπου τορπίλησε ο Ψηφίας το τουρκικό καταδρομικό Μετζητιέ, το οποίο ήταν ένα ορόσημο στην ιστορία του ναυτικού πολέμου. Και εδώ δεν ήμασταν πρωτοπόροι, ήμασταν ανάμεσα στους πρωτοπόρους. Φυσικά, ο εξοπλισμός με αεροπλάνα και με πλοία συνεχίζεται στη διάρκεια του Μεσοπολέμου και πολύ μεγάλο μέρος του εξοπλισμού, ο οποίος έβαλε την Ελλάδα σε δίνη του Δεύτερου Παγκοσμίου Πολέμου, ήταν γαλλικής προέλευσης. Προφανώς έχουμε με τα πολεμικά, να θυμίσω κάτι. Εδώ πέρα έχουμε ένα χάσμα. Και έχουμε ένα χάσμα γιατί η Ελλάδα βγαίνει από τον εμφύλιο, ήταν εξοπλισμένη με βρετανικά όπλα, έρχονται οι Αμερικανοί με ποσότητες και εκτοπίζουν τα βρετανικά όπλα. Οι Γάλλοι απουσιάζουν γιατί δεν βρισκόντουσαν στην ζώνη επιρροής και στην σφαίρα επιρροής της Γαλλίας, αν υπήρχε τέτοια σφαίρα τη συγκεκριμένη περίοδο στην Ευρώπη. Αυτό όμως που συμβαίνει είναι το ότι κάποια στιγμή, αμέσως όταν υπάρχουν οι πρώτες εθνικές αγορές, διότι βρετανικά όπλα, αμερικανικά όπλα, είσοδος της Ελλάδας στο ΝΑΤΟ, παγίωσε μια κατάσταση όπου δεν υπήρχε τίποτα άλλο εκτός από αμερικανικό εξοπλισμό ή κάποια σποραδικά συστήματα. Όταν όμως ήρθε η ώρα να αγοράσουμε για πρώτη φορά εθνικά όπλα, στραφήκαμε στη Γαλλία. Στραφήκαμε στη Γαλλία τη δεκαετία του 70, τη δεκαετία του 60 και τη δεκαετία του 70. Να θυμίσω ορισμένα στοιχεία. Η αεροπορία είναι ένα μεγάλο κομμάτι. Αλλά το 1954. Η Ελλάδα ήταν η πρώτη δυτική χώρα η οποία εξοπλίστηκε με ταχαία περιπολικά εξοπλισμένα με κατευθυνόμενους πυράβλους. Ήταν αμέσως μετά από την πρώτη χρήση τέτοιων όπλων στο πόλεμο ανάμεσα στη Μέση Ανατολή. Το ναυτικό, η ηγεσία του ναυτικού τότε ήταν από τις πρώτες οι οποίες υιοθέτησε τις πυραυλακάρτες από τα ναυτικεία CMM στην Ρωμανία και έχουμε τους Εξωσέτ, οι οποίοι εξόπλισαν στη συνέχεια σε διάφορες εκδόσεις όλα τα σχεδόν τα ελληνικά πλοία και στην κατηγορία των περιπολικών και θα εξοπλίσουν και τις νέες φρεγάτες. Στην αεροπορία βέβαια έχουμε τα μοιράζα, αλλά πριν περάσουμε σε αυτό, χερσαίες δυνάμεις. Άρματα μάχης άμυχη-30, τεθωρακισμένα οχήματα μάχης από τα πρώτα που εισήχθηκαν σε υπηρεσία στην Ευρώπη και στην Ελλάδα. Σε αυτό το σημείο ήμασταν πρωτοπόροι και χάσαμε την πρωτοπορία στη συνέχεια, διότι δεν επαναλήφθηκαν οι αγορές τεθωρακισμένων οχημάτων μάχης, τα άμυχη 10, τα οποία ήταν αυτά που στην εισβολή στην Κύπρο, εάν γινόταν κάτι, θα ήταν στην πρώτη γραμμή του μετώπου στον Εύρο. Ήταν τα πιο σύγχρονα άρθματα τα οποία διαθέταμε εκεί την εποχή, γιατί τα υπόλοιπα ανήκαν σε νατοϊκά πρότυπα μια άλλη περίοδου. Βέβαια, η γαλλική συνεργασία στη συνέχεια παίρνει και άλλες μορφές. Να θυμίσω τα ελικόπτερα του ναυτικού τα ΑΟΕΚ. Το ελληνικό ναυτικό και η ναυτική αεροπορία, η αεροπορία ναυτικού, η σύγχρονη ξεκίνησε από τα ελικόπτερα ΑΟΕΚ. Πάνω σε μεταποιημένα αντιτροπηλικά αμερικανικής κατασκευής. Εξοπλισμένα τα ελικόπτερα με γαλλικούς πυράβλους για να συστημούνται AS-12. Στη συνέχεια, η αεροπορία είναι αυτή η οποία πήρε την πρωτοκαθεδρία μαζί με επιπλέον πυραυλακά τους και βέβαια είχαμε τα μοιράζ DEFEA να σημειώσουμε και θα πηδήξω αρκετά από τα εξαρτώμενες αρκετές στοιχεία να σημειώσουμε το εξής. Η Γαλλία τότε έκανε το ίδιο πράγμα που έκανε με τα Rafale 30 χρόνια αργότερα. Τα πρώτα μοιράζ DEFEA βγήκαν από τα γαλλικά αποθέματα. Από τις κατασκευές που έβγαιναν από το εργοστάσιο που ήταν για τη γαλλική αεροπορία. Με τον γαλλικό εξοπλισμό και ερχόντουσαν εδώ πέρα για να προασπίσουν την Ελλάδα που βρισκόταν σε κίνδυνο. Ναι, μεν ήρθαν τα ελληνικά όπλα, ήρθαν τα Phantom, ήρθαν τα Α7, αλλά τα μοιράζ τους σήκωσαν τα DEFEA, τους σήκωσαν το βάρος της άμυνας του Αιγαίου για 3 και πλέον δεκαετίες. Ήρθαν με τον τρόπο που ήρθαν και τα Rafale 40 χρόνια αργότερα. Στη συνέχεια, έχουμε τα μοιράζ 2000. Εκεί έχουμε ένα σημαντικό ορόσημο από τα πολλά που προανέφερα, το εξής. Έχουμε την αγορά του αιώνα, η οποία δημιούργησε αυτό που πολλοί κατακρίνουν τις δύο αεροπορίες, οι οποίες πηγαίνουν παράλληλα της γαλλικής σχολής ή προέλευσης υλικού και της αμερικανικής, αλλά είναι και αυτό που μας έδωσε τεράστια πλεονεκτήματα και μας δίνει ακόμη και σήμερα και θα μας δίνει και στο μέλλον. Και έχουμε 40 μοιράζ 2000, έχουμε στη συνέχεια τα μοιράζ 2000 πάνω από 50 Mark II, εν μέρει ανακατασκευές και εν μέρει καινούρια. Και βέβαια έχουμε τα Rafale. Και στη συνέχεια έχουμε τις φρεγάτες και αυτή τη στιγμή, για όποιον γυρίσει στην έκθεση, θα ανακαλύψει ότι σε ό,τι ελληνικό πρόγραμμα έχει ανακοινωθεί ή σε ό,τι μπορεί άλλο να ανακοινωθεί, η Γαλλία είναι παρούσα και αυτό θα είναι το θέμα της επόμενης ενότητας. Να σας ευχαριστήσω με τις φρεγάτες, με τα όπλα της MBDA, με τα ηλεκτρονικά της Thales και βέβαια ένα προϊόν της Naval Group που οι δύο χώρες μοιράζονται αυτή τη στιγμή και θα μοιράζονται στη συνέχεια επιχειρησιακά, εκπαιδευτικά, στρατηγικά και ό,τι άλλο υπάρχει μέσα στο πλαίσιο που σας προανέφερα. Να σας ευχαριστήσω. Ο κ. Πτενάς θα αναλάβει το δεύτερο μέρος. Είμαι σίγουρος ότι θα έχετε ερωτήσεις, για τις ιστορικές ερωτήσεις θα πάρουμε διαγώνισμα κάποια στιγμή στο περιοδικό.
Καλησπέρα και από μένα. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christos Ptinasis, and I'm the editor-in-chief of Ptisi.com, which is the online extension of Ptisi magazine, which is the oldest defense magazine in Greece. That was the history of Greek Defense Cooperation for 200 years. It was in Greek, but I can sum it up in very simple terms. We have been buying French armaments for 200 years. They have been crucial in the construction of the Greek nation. They have been with us in every combat we have given in the First World War, in the Second World War. We have kept a very close cooperation with the French defense industry, and that industry, after 200 years, is still present. We're still cooperating with them, and we have a new phase, which is fastly developing, with the Rafale aircraft and the FDI frigates. And these armaments do not happen by themselves. They are builders behind them, and we have the builders here, the representatives, to give us an inside view of what exactly is going on right now. So I'm calling to the stand Mr. Stefano Bertuzzi. He's from the MBDA. He's going to talk about the naval weapons of our systems.
Thank you. You hear me? Yes. Good. Good afternoon to everyone.
So I will try to use this. You would need to click, and when you have the movie, you should click. Should I click from here? On which one? On the right-hand side. Okay. So I'm Stefano Bertuzzi. I'm the head of Naval Systems, so I cover all the navies around the world. I'm very happy to be here this afternoon. Sorry for not speaking Greek. I was recently in Europe City, in Astoria, and I saw many Greek people. You have Greeks everywhere around the world, I can assure you. So let's start with the MBDA presentation. I hope it will work. Yes, exactly. So I put 2 slides on MBDA for you. We don't know about MBDA. So basically, MBDA is a European company, the European company making missiles. And we've been making missiles for some time now. And we regroup activities in France, the UK, Italy, Germany, and in Spain. So we have basically 5 domestic customers, and we are covering all the armed forces, starting from air dominance on the left-hand side of the slide. Sorry, I don't see the slides now, so I need to memorize it. So you have air dominance on the left-hand side, you have battlefield engagement, you have ground-based air defense, and you have maritime superiority. And we're going to speak today about air dominance and maritime superiority, because basically that's what happened to the Hellenic Armed Forces last year and the year before, procuring the Rafale and the MBDA frigate. So we have 90 armed forces that are quite loyal to MBDA for many years, and a good example is the Hellenic Navy. You saw this beautiful history that we started delivering the Exocet MM38 almost 50 years ago. So it's a very long tradition in the Hellenic Navy. We have more than 45 missile and missile systems, and we are also currently developing a lot of solutions. Our DNA for MBDA is European cooperation. So you will see a lot of MBDA with the European agencies working together with multiple countries within Europe, and especially Greece as well. So one thing to recall, MBDA is the European missile company. Basically, you see on this slide some of the products will be presented to you today. On the left-hand side, top, we have Storm Shadow Scout, and it will be presented to you by Michel afterwards. We have the Meteor. Meteor will be presented. Meteor, it's a 6-country cooperation. So it's an important product for MBDA, as well as the Aster family. And the Aster family, basically the missile, is manufactured by France and Italy. So again, a cooperation. Then you have CAM-CAMIAR and various products. I won't comment about all the products. And you see below all the interaction that we have with various entities such as NATO, EU Fund, etc. So if I speak about the Hellenic Navy, and if I speak about the FDI for MBDA, it's quite simple. We have 2 products on the FDI. One is the Exocet MM40 Block 3C, Charlie. It's the latest generation of Exocet. MM stands for Mer, CC, for those who don't know. And we have the Aster 30 Block 1. The FDI, you will have a presentation later on, but this configuration has been upgraded compared to the French FDI, introducing 32 Aster missiles in the front instead of the 16 for the French FDI. For MBDA, it's the latest generation of anti-ship system, the MM40 Block 3C. It's currently in production, so this Exocet will be in service well around the 2050s.
And the air defense system, of course, the Aster. We have a family of products for the Aster. And as well, it will be in service well around the 2050s. So if I look what is inside and coming from MBDA, don't spend too much time looking at all the images, but basically it's just to say that you have the latest generation of firing installation on board the ship. This firing installation is unique. It can operate any kind of MBDA products, meaning that when you want to upgrade a ship, you use all the equipment that are here. You don't have to throw away a cabinet, so it's easily upgradable with other products from MBDA. It's a digital system, and of course it can withstand cyber security, etc. All the latest standard for the shipbuilding. Traditionally, we have 8 exocets on board, as you can see on the picture, and 4 A50 silver launcher from Naval Group. So if I talk about the Aster, Aster is the most capable system for air defense we have in Europe as a European product. I'm talking about a European product. And it's been on and on for some time now, and we have regular upgrades of this system. It's a 2-stage design. One drawback for an air defense system is that you are starting at velocity 0. So you need to accelerate the missile, and that's what we have, a big booster to accelerate the missile up to Mach 4.5. So you have very rapid interception, or you can go at long range. It depends on the distance at which you engage the target. What is very important is that the end game will be with an agile missile. The terminal dart is only 2.7 meters long, less than 120 kilograms, so it's very agile, and it has been designed for hit to kill on any kind of missile. So that's very important also to bear in mind the agility of the missile. That's why it renders the Aster a very capable system. Of course, it's vertically launched, so we have 360 degrees, no more trainable launcher on board the ship. And the combination of what we call PIF path is center of gravity control for the end game. It assures you G maneuvering capability even at high altitude. Okay, that's part of the picture for the hit to kill. So bear in mind one thing, it's been designed as an anti-missile system since the beginning, and we have a very large threat spectrum with extended capabilities, and every decade we upgrade the system. The latest generation is the ASA-30 D1NT that we are currently developing. Come to MBDA booth if you want to have a look on the latest generation. So, to the takeaway. First of all, outstanding air defense capability. And for naval application, it goes from self-defense to extended area air defense. I think that's the first time in the Hellenic Navy that they will implement an area air defense system capability. Anti-missile capability since the origin of the program. And we are 10 navies operating the Aster system. Of course, the latest navy that will operate is the Hellenic Navy. A track record of around 70 ships, all kind of ships. Most of the time it's high-value unit, first rank vessels, frigates, destroyer. So you have the Type 45 in the UK, you have the Horizon frigate in France and Italy. Of course, the aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle in France is equipped with the Aster 15. And we perform around 150 firings against the most challenging threat. And if the video works, you will see a firing from the French Navy in Formidable Shield 2021 against the Coyote target. For those of you who don't know about the Coyote target, it's a supersonic target flying at very low altitude. So if you see that the target is moving fast, that's normal. Someone has to click. Huh? No, can you go back? Okay. I tried to double check, but I knew it wouldn't work anyway, so don't worry. Can you only click, in fact, on the picture? Okay, manual. Okay. There's no sound? Should I make the sound as well? No? Okay. So the movie is not coming from MBDA. The movie is coming from the French Navy. And it's an Athens 30, that was fired against a frigate target. You will see the target going from left to right. Thank you for the video. Okay, that's for the Asta. Then the second part is the Exocet MM40 Block 3C. A reminder, 50 years with a successful story with the Hellenic Navy, that's important. MM40 Block 3C is the latest generation of Exocets, and as I told you, it will be in service well beyond 2050. It's a kind of reference on the market. Everyone wants to beat Exocet on the international market. But I must admit, with this new variant, we have a very good solution because we have a brand new seeker, and the seeker is a coherent active RF seeker, which has multiple benefits, especially in terms of resolution of the seeker, accuracy, selectivity of the target, and of course, ECCA. We have new digital equipment inside the missile, so we request analog equipment inside the missile, which has some benefit. And it's already procured by many navies, and the first navy to receive it will be the French Navy. So it's the latest generation, it's the reference on the market for the long-range anti-ship missile. And it's still fire and forget, so you need to catch the target at more than 200 kilometers, a target that has moved away from the track data, and that's what the Exocet is made for. So I will try to present a small movie, if it's possible.
Σας ενημερώνουμε ότι το κλάπισμα απαγορεύεται στα περίπτερα και σε όλους τους χώρους του εκθεσιακού κέντρου. We would like to inform you that smoking is prohibited in all exhibition center areas. I repeat, we would like to inform you that smoking is prohibited in all exhibition center areas.
So we were lucky enough to cover the global noise in the exhibition. So you will see the Exocet dropping the booster. So the splash will be the booster. Don't worry, it's not the missile. So our system has been extensively tested by our customers. all around the planet. So I think I pass the mic. I pass the mic to numerous firings, and I pass the mic to Michel Dupont. Ça marche pas.
Mr. Dupont will continue on air weapons. We have a lot of experience in Greece with weapons from MBDA for our Mirage 2000, and now we continue with the Rafale.
Yeah, thank you very much. So my name is Michel Dupont. I'm from MBDA. I'm the head of the air segment. I'm delighted to be here today with you to introduce you to the Rafale weapon package. So I will present pretty much 3 products. I will start with the Mika, then I will continue with the Meteor, which was introduced a bit earlier today. And then I will finish with the Scout. And if everything goes as planned, I will have also a video to show of a live firing, an operational firing. So for the Mika, it's been in service in the Hellenic Air Force for a long, long time. So I will not comment too much about it, but you can see that it's a worldwide success. 5,000 missiles have been ordered worldwide, 350 firings by different customers, so it's a huge success. And what is pretty unique about it is this concept, which is because you have you will see in the next slide, but you have pretty much the same body for both missiles, apart from the head, the seeker, which is different. You have a body which is similar, then a seeker for RF, so all-weather for RF guidance, but also an infrared seeker to address targets which are in the open air without any problem with the weather. You can launch it in lock-on after launch or lock-on before launch. And what is also unique about it is that you can go from a short range, for most of the, for instance, for most of the infrared missiles, but also to BDR, so beyond the usual range. So this slide is about what I just talked about. So 3 main parts on the missile. But what is unique about it is that just after the seeker, so two versions, as I said, the RF seeker and infrared seeker, everything behind is similar between the 2 missiles. So the warhead, the safety unit, the rocket motor, also the Rafale, the strike vector control, and the propulsion system. It gives you a unique way of warfighting for the aircraft. Now, I would just have one slide about a new product that will come into service in a few years. We signed a contract with DGA in 2018 to enter the development of a new missile called the Mika NG. So from the outside, it looks exactly the same as a normal Mika, so to speak. But inside, everything is brand new. We compress some of the technology in order to have a bigger propulsion system, so that we can go longer. We can go also at high speed, which also will give a high maneuverability. And last but not least, the 2 seeker will be completely different. So it will come into service in a few years, 5 to 7 years, 5 to 7 years time. That was for Mika. Now we'll dive a bit into Meteor, so still on the air-to-air domain for Rafale. So Meteor is a program with 6 nations. So France, Italy, Spain, Germany, United Kingdom, and Sweden. And each of the countries is building a part inside the missile. What is pretty unique about it is the extension of the range, and also you have a large no-escape zone. What is also remarkable about it is that because you go to ramjet speed, the missile will continue the speed all the flight, compared to other missiles that will have just a boost for a few seconds and then decrease the speed. Meteor will continue the speed all the way. So you have very, very high speed when it's going on to the target. The bottom right, you can see here 2 meteor. The Rafale can carry 2 meteor. So as I said, a very large no escape zone. You can see on meteor on the left-hand side of the chart at the bottom right, what is about the range of meteor compared to a medium range air-to-air missile. This slide shows the complementarity between the Mika family and the meteor. So in yellow, you have the Mika, so that's pretty much the range of protection and also interception around the aircraft. In, let's say, well, I don't know color, but it looks like brown to me. You have the next generation of Mika NG, and then in front you have in green, you have the Meteor. So you can see that's really in front of you. Meteor is giving you really a technological edge. Now I talk a bit about the Scout. So Scout is a completely different missile. The other ones were air-to-air missile. This one is an air-to-ground missile. So it's the pilot is planning the mission on the ground, and it can carry up to 2 to 3 missiles on the Rafale, and it's mainly to address large targets, so infrastructure, protected targets with you need to have penetration because you have a large warhead onto the Scout. So the idea between with Scout is that when the pilot is launching Scout, the missile will go by itself. We do an automatic navigation using terrain radar navigation or GPS or both. And at some point, when it's going into the terminal phase, it will go to a bunt. It will recognize the picture scenery from what he has in store, compare it to the automatic target recognition, and go on to the target. So it's going low altitude, it's got also a low LCS airframe, so it cannot be detected by radar. And it got also a high performance lethal package. Now you can click on the video, please, which is the last video, which is a live firing from the French Air Force and the French Navy on in 2016 or 17, if I'm not mistaken. It's live operation. It was in Iraq. It was on the 31st of October 2016. So on this one, it's the Air Force one, so it carries two Scouts, one under each wing. After which you will see leading the aircraft carrier, where it carries only one under the center line. The aircraft as well, and when the pilots are deciding when they are entering the basket of delivery, we deliver to Ptisi, it will be quite quick delivery of the Scout. The Scout is going down, opening his wing, going directly, automatically in a way, autonomously to the target, and you will see the impact on the targets. The target will be destroyed. Several the other. You can even hear the pilots breathing. And the aircraft are back to base. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Depot. We have seen weapons from MBDA, but also electronics can be weapons. And so we have from Thales, Mr. Fernando Ruiz, to talk to us about submarine warfare, and especially the CAPTA sonar, which are available in the FDI frigate, and probably, or almost certainly, will be available in the next Greek corvette, whichever it is. Thank you.
So good afternoon. Thank you very much for inviting me to this presentation. I'm delighted to be here to present sonars that we manufacture in Thales. Thales is mainly a sonar manufacturer company, and I will talk, as was said, about anti-submarine warfare. When we say anti-submarine warfare, normally we think about all these sensors. So we have a ship that's going to go to sea to encounter a submarine. We basically start with a long-range detection based on a variable depth sonar, those yellow ones there, Captas family. We have a Captas 1, 2, and 4. The number is the number of rings you can see there. The number of rings is proportional to the power we will send into the water to detect the submarine. You have also hand-mounted sonars like this one here. We have a family of 3, small, medium, large, to mainly self-protection. And also we can detect submarines under center conditions. But basically, if you want to deter and you want to detect a submarine before the submarine can launch a torpedo to you, you must use a variable depth sonar, low frequency variable depth sonar. Then when we have detected a submarine long range with the BDS, we will use air support to tackle this. So then we operate with the flash, as you see from the helicopter, where the helicopter will fly to the last known position given by Captas, will dip the sonar and relocalize, harass, or attack, depending on the situation. We can also use sonobuoys, those red ones in the right corner below. Sonobuoys are disposable sonars. So you throw into the water a sonobuoy, it deploys and works like a sonar, communicates its data via RF to the helicopter or to a ship, and we can operate from far away this disposable sonar. It will operate for a few hours and then will sink. And more these days, we include the drones. So we operate now with fixed wing drones and rotary wing drones. Sorry, what? Can you go back one, please? Okay. Just a quick talk about Captas. As I said before, we have the Captas family, Captas 4, 2, and 1. These are deterrent sensors. I'm a former submariner, and I know that if I listen to a 5-6 kilohertz transmission will be a hand-mounted sonar, I'm not afraid, because I know where the traditional shadow zones are, and I could hide there. But if I listen to a 1 to 2 kilohertz transmission, then I will be worried, because it's a BDS. I don't know at what depth the antenna was placed, so I don't know where are the shadow zones where I could hide. So it's difficult to hide in front of BDS. So first of all, very deterrent. Secondly, we detect at long range because it's a low frequency sonar and very powerful. We can detect up to what we call conversion zone. That's a physical phenomenon that occurs in the oceans, where the energy goes down and then comes up to around 60 kilometers of the ship, and you have a ring of around 60 kilometers. We call it conversion zone, and we can reach that to detect submarines at that distance. That's why we say that with a BDS, you can detect a submarine before the submarine can launch a torpedo towards you. They come with a passive torpedo warning, very efficient, because the receiving antenna is sailing behind the ship a few several hundred meters and in a very quiet environment. So it's a big antenna that can detect small signals, like far away torpedoes are coming. Here's a movie. Yeah. So here we see a Captas 2 deployment. This is the one we are proposing for the new corvettes in Greece. You see the 2 rings. Behind you see the light stow cable. And then we will see the receiving antenna, the yellow one. So that's antenna that is going to be receiving the echoes back. We know in the water transmission is very complex, so we want to show you here how it propagates. It's never a straight line, so because it is refracted by sound velocity. So that's more or less how it propagates in the water. Now we have here a submarine that is arriving, so as soon as the submarine approaches that sort of mushroom, will be detected. And we will see here the echo going back. So we transmit, and then the echo goes back. With 2 pings, we can classify this as a submarine or something below the water. So we send the helicopter right away to the last known position, which we call datum. And over there, we're going to deploy our tipping sonar. Meanwhile, the submarine is trying to evade because he knows it has been detected. So that's the flash being deployed. We can go up to 750 meters depth with this sonar. You see the lower part, the black part is the transmitting antenna. The arms that open are the receiving antenna. So a couple of pings to confirm. And we will see the submarine here. There is coming. And we illuminate the submarine with perhaps 30 degrees inclination. So we have some energy back, but not the best. So now we can confirm we have a submarine. We're going to do something about it. So the TACO, the technical officer on the helicopter, has decided to try to make a very intelligent move. So he will go behind the submarine and will throw a sonobuoy. These sonobuoys that we manufacture in Thales are called sonoflash. And we call it like that because they operate more or less the same frequency as flash. So we will ping from the back of the submarine. So the submarine will think, I have flash on my back, I'm running away. Perfect. So you will see here we get a very small echo because we are illuminating the submarine from the back, but the submarine is happy running. So the helicopter will move ahead and put the dipping sonar at 90 degrees of the submarine, and we will increase the target strength, so the surface of reflection, and we will get the full energy of the echo back to us. As you see, the echo going back full power. With that, we are certain, and we can send an MU-90 torpedo to attack the submarine. This is a worst-case scenario, of course. We are in peacetime. You can use the sonar to harass the submarine, or send acoustic signals or something to let him know that you know where he is and you are harassing him. Okay. It's not very. Can you go to the next one, please? So these are our credentials in sonars. We have sold almost 80 Ptisi's in the world to all those countries, and 68 hand-mounted sonars. Then, let's see. Can you go? Sorry. We present our sonars in sonar suites. So we have for small boats like OPVs, a Ptisi 1 and a Blue Watcher. Those are small sonars. Then for corvettes and light frigates, we have a Ptisi 2 with Blue Hunter that used to be called Kingsley. It's a well-known name. And for large ASW destroyers or frigates, we have Ptisi 4. In the UK, it's called the Sonar 2987. And Blue Master, which was the old 4110. Maybe you know them like that. Nothing forbids to put a Blue Watcher on a big frigate. So what we tell our customers is invest in the BDS, because there you're showing your muscles, you're showing deterrence, and you can effectively detect a submarine far away. Hand-mounted sonars is very good for self-protection. It's also needed to exit a port, because you cannot deploy your BDS inside the port. So that's why we keep manufacturing them. And the proof that you could move around is the FDI frigate. FDI frigate took Ptisi 4 from a large destroyer and a Kingtip or Blue Hunter from a corvette, and mix them together. So you can play around however you want, but my message is please spend the money on the BDS. There you're buying deterrence. And the next one, please. This is a range of Ptisi's, so you can see how we have spread this product around the world, and it's very interesting for interoperability. So you can interoperate with all those navies and make very good exercises and play around. I know that we have been using Ptisi's in many countries. I'm from Chile. I work in France, but I'm Chilean. I'm very proud to see my country bought 2 of those systems, and I have feedback from them that they're very happy with the performance. They're really detecting submarines far away. But that's all what I wanted to say about Ptisi's. We have a booth on the next salon, so if you want to have more information about BDSs or sonars, just please go and see me. Thank you very much.
We have seen weapons, we have seen electronics, but we also need, basically we need a platform to put everything on it. And that platform is a frigate, the FDI, created by Naval Group, which also makes the Go-Wing corvettes. So we have with us Mr. Fremont from Naval Group to complete our presentation for our future defense systems.
So, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Stéphane Frémont, in charge of the surface combatant business in Naval Group. And I will talk about not only the platforms, but combat ships, which are platforms and the combat system, of course, with a focus first on the FDI HM, the FDI for the Hellenic Navy. So, as a reminder, we signed a contract with the Hellenic Forces in March 22, a little bit more than 1 year ago. A contract for 3 ships, 3 frigates, and the follow-on support associated, as well as some torpedoes and counter decoys at the same time. There is also 1 ship in option, the 4th frigate, and the first 3 ships shall be delivered in 2025 and 2026, which is a very short period for that type of ships. Just quickly, the FDI is the most advanced combat frigate today. It's a very capable ship in all warfare areas. That is anti-submarine warfare, we just talked about it with Thales, but also anti-air warfare with a very capable radar, very modern radar from Thales, and anti-surface warfare, but also capable of operating in a very I would say aggressive environment with cyber threats, with asymmetric threats. So it's a ship for today and tomorrow threats. Just a few features about the FDI for the Hellenic Navy. It's about 120 meters in length, displacement of 4,500 tons. It's a ship capable of 27 knots, maximum speed, and it can operate a helicopter. We can operate the 2 types of helicopters operated by the Hellenic Air Force, but also a UAV, which has a dedicated hangar. Some major milestones we have passed since the beginning of the contract. On the left side, you can see that we have already cut the steel for the 2nd frigate for the Hellenic Navy. We did that in July 2022. And more recently, in October 22, we laid the first block in our dry dock for the construction of the first of class, the Timon, which will be the first FDI for the Hellenic Navy. So that was October 21st. And you can see on the next slide that this ship at the end of March was completely assembled in our dry dock. And we have a methodology of building ships in sections, which is very fast and efficient. And the ship where we laid the first block in the dry dock in October was fully assembled at the end of March 22. Okay. Can we come back?
Depending on the version that you're talking about.
Next. Again? Yeah. So this shows the status of it's not HM1, it's HM2, the 2nd frigate for the Hellenic Navy, Air Force. And you can see that already a lot of blocks have been built for the 2nd frigate. We are going to launch the first frigate this autumn, September, October, and Nearcos will be immediately put in the dry dock when we launch the first one, which is Timon frigate. Okay. A few words about how we involve the Hellenic industry with this program. We have a commitment to involving as much as possible the Hellenic industry, and I will say a few words about that. So today we have placed almost 60 contracts with Hellenic companies, and this is a huge result for Naval Group. It shows that we are involving more and more Hellenic companies every month. We target to involve about 800 people in Greece, directly or indirectly through subcontracts. And this will grow with the current support of the frigates. Current support will be performed in Greece with Greek companies, and you can see here some of our partners in Greece. The next slide will give you some examples of what the Greek company do. For example, Salamis Shipyard, which is our partner for building some of the blocks for the French and for the Hellenic frigates. They are currently building a section for the second French frigate, which will be the fourth frigate in the series. And so it's a great company who is building parts of a French frigate. So it's for us something very significant. And Salamis has been performing very well since we placed this contract. And the best proof is that we signed another contract with them yesterday, and they are going now to increase the level of outfitting of the blocks. That means they are going to install pipes, cable trays, and so on in the blocks before they are being shipped to France for assembly into the ship. Next slide shows another way of involving the Hellenic companies. We have a team of Maliandans currently working in Lorient. They are welders and pipers, and saying we are very happy with this team of people, very qualified, very motivated. And we signed another contract with them yesterday to extend their participation to electricians. So we will have electricians, pipers, welders in Lorient, in our shipyard, that will participate to the construction of our frigates. And this is also a good on-job training for them if we are selected for the Hellenic corvettes, because they will be able to participate in the construction of those corvettes once we will build them in Greece. Another example is the participation of Mevaco. Mevaco is producing mechanical steel and aluminum equipment. You can see here some pictures of their activities. They are also involving, as all our main subcontractors, other subcontractors in Greece. So it's something that expands very quickly as long as we place new contracts with any company. The next slide shows other examples. We have currently this type of equipment produced in Greece, like electronic cabinets, consoles, torpedo door, for example, the door that closes the torpedo launchers on the hull, with companies like Medgar, like Atman, Prisma, Elis, and so on. So we are expanding our supply chain in Greece with these companies. To continue expanding these activities, we also organized visits of the two main organizations in Greece, that is SEPI and ASDIG. We had visits of these organizations in Lorient in March and April, and this allowed new contacts to be performed with a total of more than 35 new companies that will participate either in the flow and support or again in the supply chain of the frigates and hopefully the corvettes later on. Okay. Another way of working with Hellenic companies or institutions is research and development. We have a program of research and development that involves Hellenic universities. For example, we organize every year a research and development day. In fact, it's 2 days. The next event will be organized in Greece on 15th and 16th of June 2023. And We have together run several projects, European projects, research projects. For example, Pandora project, which is a project that we run with the Space Hellas and other projects, which you can see here. Next, and to conclude, a few words about our proposal for the GoWind for the Hellenic Navy. We are proposing our GoWind corvettes for the Hellenic Navy in partnership with Scaramanga shipyard. We in fact published today a press release stating how we have reinforced our partnership with Scaramanga. We have been working with them for 1 year and a half now. And we are preparing the roadmap to build those ships together. They will build 2 or 3 ships in Greece. And you can see here an example of how the ships are going to be built in the Scaramanga shipyard. We have a strong experience in transfer of technology. We have done this successfully, for example, in Egypt, which has built 3 GoWind corvettes. And so it's something at no risk for the Hellenic Navy. That's another word, sorry, I was forgetting. We have created a subsidiary in Greece in 2023, in March, 2 months ago, which is Naval Group Hellas. And Naval Group Hellas will be supporting our objective of increasing the local participation for the frigates first, for the follow-on support of these frigates in the second step, and of course, in case we win the private contract, they will be very essential for our local presence here. Another aspect is the Naval Support and Training Center that we are establishing for the benefit of the Hellenic Navy, that will allow training of operators in Greece for both the combat system, the combat management system, and the platform management system for the 2 types of ships, for the FDI and for the GoWind. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank all our participants, Mr. Stefano Ptisi from MBDA, Mr. Michel Dupont from MBDA, Mr. Fernando Ruiz from Thales, and Mr. Stefano from Naval Group. I think we can conclude our seminar webinar right here. Please log in to our YouTube channel to see the whole presentation whenever you want. On behalf of Ptisi Magazine, ptisidiastima.com, and navaldefense.gr, thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much.